I'm back here in front of my photo booth. I have a few more new items that I'm putting into my eBay shop that I want to show you. I know I said I'm not doing any sourcing until I get my closet cleared out, but I did reward myself the other night. I got I got a decent amount of stuff out of that closet, my death pile closet. So I decided to go ahead and let myself go shopping a little bit. So I took a trip to the Goodwill and I picked up a few things. I think I showed most of that stuff to you yesterday, but I have a couple of more things here from that shopping trip. And then today, well, I got a Facebook, I was looking at Facebook Marketplace and somebody was giving away a nice looking Fender guitar. And I mean, I've been playing guitar on a hobby level for, I don't know, 30 years. I never really learned any new chords since 1999 or something like that. But I've had basically the same guitar that entire time. It's like just a cheap Rogue guitar. You know, these ones they used to sell on Musician's Friend. It would be like an acoustic guitar and a mandolin for like together would be $50. So I got that package and I gave the mandolin away and I've been playing that guitar for years. And then I dropped it was a good playing guitar, you know, it was fine. But I dropped it and the neck broke off of it in a way that didn't seem repairable. And also, you know, how are you going to spend money to repair a $25 guitar? But then I would say 2 or 3 or maybe even 5 years ago, there was a sale at a school, like a high school that was basically shutting down their music department and they were selling all their guitars. And I bought another Rogue and I've been playing that one, you know, for the last several years. I don't play much, maybe 20 minutes every week at the most. I have a few other instruments and I bang around on. You've probably seen the drum set in the other room if you watched any of my other videos. Anyway, I've never had a decent, good guitar, and this one seemed like it's not like an incredible guitar. I think it's probably about a $350 to $400 guitar new. It's a Fender. I think it's an acoustic electric. So I just had an acoustic. I have an electric guitar here and acoustic guitar, but I've never had an acoustic electric. So this person was just giving it away. So it was about a 25-minute drive. I contacted them on Facebook and they said, sure, yeah, come and get it. So I was there in half an hour. I wanted to be the first one there. And it was somebody who was going into the military and getting rid of all their possessions before they leave, which I wished her luck and I thanked her for the guitar and now I have it. So I'm going to get some new strings on it. Anyway, on the way home, I saw a yard sale sign, so I stopped there and they had a few things that I was interested in, but the prices were a little bit too high. But I did pick up something else there that I'm going to show you here in a minute. And hopefully this is going to be a good item for me. It's tough to tell. I'm not sure. It's something I'm not an expert on. So let's take a look at these items here and we'll figure out, I'll tell you what I paid for them and what I think they're going to sell for, what I hope they're going to sell for, and then we'll pack up some orders. I have 3 orders tonight, so stick around for that. It's gonna be a pretty low sales day, but at the end of the video, I'll tell you exactly how much money I made today and how we're doing on our goal for the year. Okay, so here's the stuff that I've got. I'll show you the things I got from the Goodwill first, and then this other stuff too. All right. So this is a Magic Bullet dessert bullet. I think it makes ice cream. Like you push something through there and then it freezes it and it grinds it, freezes it, extrudes it. So I think you can do, I think you could put fruit through it, milk, whatever, you know, something that you can turn into ice cream or sorbet. Let's see, here's what it says. Vanilla ice cream, cookies and cream. So it looks like mostly like ice cream type stuff. Anyway, inside of here, this thing is brand new, it's never been used. I'm going to sell it as open box rather than new because, I mean, it looks totally clean. I highly doubt anybody has made ice cream with it, but I don't want to guarantee that. Okay, get this out of the way. So I think if it's used, it sells for just like $15 or $16. I'm going to try to get like 27. I think that'd be fine. I think that's doable. All right, the next thing I have here, I didn't buy this or find it at a yard sale or get it off Facebook or anything. This This is like the cargo cover for my car. I don't really see a use for it. It's just like basically to hide your stuff when you're parked so nobody steals your laptop or whatever you have in there. I took it out of the car the day one, you know, I never use it at all. And it's just been sitting on the couch here upstairs, just taking up space, making a mess. So I've been thinking about checking it out to see if it's worth selling. It turns out it is. It sells for about $100. So I think the new, like if you wanted to buy a new one directly from Hyundai, it would be like $250 or something. So I think $100 would be a good deal. This came out of the car too. There's like 4 hooks on the floor of the car that you connect this and that to, and then you can put your stuff underneath there so it doesn't slide all around. I probably could pull those hooks up and sell them too, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. They're probably just screwed down to the floor. Anyway, it's cargo net. It's Hyundai labeled. You know, somebody's gonna want this. There's nobody selling this exact one as far as I can tell, or has sold the OEM one right out of the car, but there are aftermarket ones that sell for like $15 to $20. So I figure this one's got the Hyundai label on it. It came right out of the car. It's official. I'm going to try to get $26 for it. Right here is this is like something from the Navy, vintage. It's a reel-to-reel player. It's a reel-to-reel. It's upside down for some reason. I don't really quite understand why it's in here this way, because if this feels like the right way to have it set up. But anyway, it's called the RD365 recorder / reproducer. So it says Naval Electronic System Command on here. This is upside down, unfortunately. But it seems to have never been used. It has this envelope here, this padded envelope, which is torn, unfortunately. But I can see there's a microphone in there, but it's still sealed. There's other stuff in there. I don't know exactly what, but this kind of tells me that it's never been used. And it is super clean. Like it feels like it's never been used. So I'm going to sell it as never used. It also has like an oily smell, like it's been stored with a protective oil finish on it. And there's a little bit of oil on this diagram. So I am 100% sure nobody has ever put a reel on this machine. There's a couple of these listed. One I think is listed for $199, and then one and it doesn't look, it's not as nice as this by any stretch. And then there's one that's quite a bit more beat up that's listed for $100. That one that is $199 has been sold before and relisted, so I don't know if that means somebody didn't pay for it or somebody sent it back. You know, I don't really know. They probably bought it and then canceled the order. So that one's still up. This other one is up. I think this one is much nicer than either of the two that are currently listed. There's none that, except for that one that sold and then it was relisted. There's no sales in the last 3 months. But if you go deeper back looking at eBay's product research tool, you can see 3 years worth of sales. And there are quite a few that have sold. And I think the most expensive one sold for like $299. It's probably, it was like nice like this one. The title of that listing says never used. And then the rest of them are like between $90 and $200. So I think it's safe for me to put a $200 price tag on this and hope that I get it. You know, I think I probably will. It might not sell instantly, and unfortunately it's, you know, big and heavy. It's going to take up some space until I get it out of here. But I can let this sit in a corner for a little while to make, well, I paid $34 for it. So I'll make $165 before eBay fees, maybe $140, $130 after fees. There's still a tiny little bit of residue from the Goodwill sticker I took off. So I'm going to try to get that listed right away. And then this is the thing I found at this yard sale today. It's a soft sculpted Cabbage Patch doll. The original Cabbage Patches had these soft heads and hand-painted features. I took kind of a gamble on this, thinking that it's a rarer one because it doesn't have the plastic head. It has a printed signature from Xavier Roberts, printed, and then also a hand-signed one, and it's dated either 83 or 85. It's really hard to tell. I mean, it could be anything. I think it's 85 though. The copyright tag here says it has this tag that says Cabbage Patch Kid Little People, so that tells you that it's an earlier one. Had the Little People name on it, and it has a date. They have copyright dates 79, 80, 81, and 83. So my understanding is that they didn't update that 83 copyright on the tag for quite a long time, so that copyright doesn't really help you determine the age, but the color of the print of the printed signature helps you. So if it's black, this one is black on this this little guy's butt, and I think that means this was from between 83 and 85. So then this signature looks like 85. It could be 83. It's so hard. It's definitely 8 something. So I'm pretty sure it's from 85 though. That's my gut is telling me 85. I wish it was 83. That makes it a little earlier and probably a little bit better value wise, but it's hard to know. I think these African American characters, the dolls that they made were primarily not African American, so it might be in a slightly higher demand because it would be a rarer. But I don't have, though it would have come with like adoption papers and cards and other paraphernalia. I don't have any of that stuff. And I think this clothes that's on here is just baby clothes. I don't think it's actual Cabbage Patch branded clothes. But for all I know, they didn't even make, this might have come with it at the time. I just don't know. Like, did they, for these handcrafted ones, did they just buy pre-made clothes and put it on there? I don't really know. This clothes has quite a lot of stains on it, but the doll itself is in really good condition. There's one little like weird, I don't know if you'll even be able to see this. There's just like a little bit of a milky white. It's just something that would probably scrape off really. Some little crusty stain right there. But other than that, he's in good condition. His eyes look good. Everything looks good on him. So I don't know what to do price-wise. Like the prices of these old ones with the hand-signed, this one would be considered hand-signed and double-signed, so I don't know if that makes it more valuable. I just don't know, but I've seen similar-looking ones. I also read that the bald ones are more valuable than the ones with hair, which seems unlikely. But in any event, I think I'm going to do an auction on him. I paid $40 for him at a garage sale, which felt a little high. But I think he could be worth, maybe $1,000. I just don't know. I think it's just too rare and too many variables because I saw one. There's very, very few. I think I saw one of these African American ones that sold, and it didn't sell for that much, like 120, something like that. But it didn't have the handwritten signature. And it had hair, so I don't know if that makes it less valuable. It was a preemie version, so it would have been much smaller than this one. In any event, I'm going to do an auction. I'm going to start the auction at $400 and just test the waters and see if that's something reasonable or not. I paid 40. If I made 120 or 150, that would be great. But once I get it into my head that maybe this guy is worth $3,000 or $1,200, now I'm starting to get greedy and I want that money. So I'm hoping that he could be worth as much as $1,000 or $1,200. There's one hand signed one. It's a red-headed one. There's something special about these red-headed ones that I don't really fully understand. And that one sold for $3,000, and it's from the same kind of time period. It has the similar looking signature. So I'm going to start this, and I'm going to wait until probably, I was thinking I would wait until next Saturday, which is like August 2nd, to start this auction. But now that I'm thinking about it, I've got that tally board in the other room that tells me a lot of sales come in on Tuesday nights. So I might consider starting an auction on a Tuesday night and see how that goes. So, okay, that's enough blather. I've been just going on for 17 minutes. That's too much. So right now I'm going to grab the 3 items that sold tonight. I just got an offer and it was a little lower than I like. I countered that offer, so We'll see if that sells in the next few minutes, and hopefully it does. Then we'll have four items to pack tonight. But right now, I'm going to grab these 3, get them onto the workbench, and pack them up. And then we'll come back at the end of the video and see exactly how much profit we made today. Spoiler, I think it's going to be like $45 or less. So, all right, stick around for that. Okay, before I could get those things out of the inventory, Pineapple came looking for me. So here he is. He wanted to say hi to everybody. Here, bud, say hi. Say hi. We went to the vet yesterday. I think I talked about it. I'm sure I talked about it last night. It was a pretty traumatic day for us. He hurt himself when the storms were happening. So we went to the vet. They took care of him. He had some little scrapes on his face. You can't see it under his little mustache, but he looks okay. And then they gave us a bunch of new drugs to try. So we're on a whole routine right now. We got some color-coded system to tell us when to give him what kind of pills. And hopefully he's going to be okay. You know, he's such a good boy. He tries his best anyway. Okay, we're back. So yeah, I had to take him outside. Pineapple needed to have a potty break, and the fireworks have been, I mean, they are so incessant in this neighborhood. Like even now, it is July, what is today? It's like July 25th. We're still hearing them almost every night. And so I think he started to associate just going outside with fireworks and loud, scary noises. So just getting him to go out to go to the bathroom has been pretty tough. Okay, this is supposed to be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pins. They're Chicago police related pins. Chicago police. I don't know what this flag is. Police officer. It's got a blue and white flag. A lot of these are like different heritages. So this one says Germany on it. I don't know what this blue and white flag is. Maybe Switzerland. I really don't know. This one looks like Germany too. This one is Irish. I don't know if you can see. It's got the shamrock. There's another blue and white one. And then another German eagle. So I got a bunch of these from a estate sale of a police officer who passed away. And some of them were definitely worth selling as individuals. I'm gonna put these back in this Ziploc bag. You know, I sold some. There was one that was like somebody had, apparently police from all over the country were invited or asked to attend the presidential inauguration of Barack Obama, and so they got pins for being like on the crew or whatever, the security crew. So that one sold pretty well. I can't remember which other ones sold, but some of them I had to put in lots like this. So this, I put all of the ones that were like, you know, different nationality, heritage pins together in one lot. And this is quite a while ago now. This would be like June of 2024, this estate sale. So it did take a while for some of these to sell, and they don't sell for much. You know, some pins do well, some don't. These 16, I must have paid 50 cents a piece for the pins because I've got a cost of goods here of $3, and they sold for $15.19 plus shipping. So not a huge sale here today, but I'm glad to get these moving. Even though, I mean, they don't take up much space. They could sit in an inventory for a long time and not cause any trouble. But my little storage spaces where I store small items are pretty full too. So, I mean, I'm happy to move anything. I'm putting pins on here. They're not going to weigh much. 3-4 ounces. And this envelope is 9 by 7 by 1. And it's going to SC, just here in Illinois. Makes sense. Chicago themed. Going to the south suburbs. All right, next up I have a Bible, New International Bible. This is one that I got from a church sale where they said everything is for sale. And then I said, how about these books on the wall? And they're like, oh, we don't know about those. You're gonna have to ask somebody. But they did let me pick and choose some things that I wanted to buy. So I got this from a church sale in May. I paid $2 for it, sold it for $16.14. So I don't know where that price comes from. May, if it's July, May, June, July. Everything that's on sale in my shop is stuff that is 3 months old or older, 20% off. So this probably wouldn't fit the bill for that. So I must have sent an offer for this. I don't believe a buyer would send an offer of $16.14, but I might have sent a percentage off. I don't remember. I'm sending out so many offers every day, I don't even really pay attention to what they are. I just get the notification from eBay that offers are, there's people who are available to take offers, and I just send them. Usually it's 10% off. If I see it and it feels like something I've been sitting on for a long time, I might do 15% off. But I'm usually not sending offers for much more than 10 or 15% unless it's something that's been listed for a long time, and then I know I got to move it, and then maybe I'll do 20 or 25%. I guess it depends on what it is. You know, there's so many things. It could be something I know I paid a lot of money for and I don't want to let it go, or it could be something that I got for free and I'm just like, okay, well, take it, you know. I got this for free. Any profit I make on it is profit. So, like, the next thing I pack is a situation like that. Bible, pretty heavy. Just 2.1, 2 pounds, 1 ounce. 10 by 7 by 3. And this is going to RP in Michigan. So yeah, $16, $16.14. Not going to make much profit on that, but a little bit. All right, and then the final thing we have here is this box of light bulbs. Oh, I know that technically you're not supposed to sell incandescent light bulbs, so I am skirting some rules, some eBay rules, but I feel okay about doing that. All right, I'm looking for a kind of a smaller box that will fit inside of a 12 by 12 by 12 box, but I think this one is probably too big. It's probably 14, 15. Look at this little boy sleeping in his bed. He's been through a lot in the last few months, and I'm not gonna begrudge him being lazy, and whatever he needs to do, he can do it. Okay, I do have these and these. So obviously light bulbs are fragile. I would like to get them boxed inside of a box if I can. If I can't, then we'll come up with some other solution. But right now I'm gonna do this 10 by 8 by 6 box and see how many bulbs I can fit in here. I've thrown in a few extras. There's supposed to be, I can't remember if there's supposed to be like 30 light bulbs or something like that in this box. But I had a few extras, I just threw them in there. Might as well. What am I gonna do with them? So these single ones are extras. Bonus. I don't know how many I can fit in here. How many have I got now? 5, 6. All right. These are super old light bulbs, so I think if a few of them get there and they don't work, my buyer will hopefully understand. So how many did I fit? 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I got 4 extras. How big is this? 6. So if I fit this inside that box, it's gonna be, if I have to put 2 of these, it's going to be, I mean, this box is 6 inches on the inside, so it's probably like 6 1/4. There's no way I'm going to be able to close a 12 by 12 by 12 box. So let's see, what's my next idea? These are only 5 inches tall, 12 by 9 by 5. It's slightly different size. Might be able to fit the rest of these boxes inside this box, but maybe not. Let's find out. Okay, 1. If I put 2 like that, yeah. What I'm trying to do is put these 2 boxes, fill these 2 boxes, and then put them inside of a 12 by 12 by 12 box. Unfortunately, this box is 12 inches this way, so there's not gonna be any room for padding on either side of it once I put it inside of the 12 by 12 by 12 box, but we're gonna try our best. I don't know where I got all these light bulbs from a Facebook Marketplace deal. Somebody was giving them away, cleaning out their attic, and I could see that people were buying these like packs of these light bulbs, individual packs for a certain amount of money, and I figured if they're doing it and they're getting away with it, I'm gonna try it. I think the secret trick is just to not use the word, don't use the word incandescent in your title or anywhere in the listing, and you should be okay. Like eBay can't search for those things. And I'm not sure, this feels a little bit like overreach on eBay's part to say you're not allowed to buy light bulbs that are considered energy inefficient. See what I mean? This is just going to be, it's going to have 2 walls, and hopefully that's enough to protect it while it's in transit. Protect the bulbs that are on the side here, but just don't know. And then this one will go in here, and we won't have any real padding that way either. Oh, I might have to do 2 12s. So these are Commonwealth Edison bulbs. I think Commonwealth Edison was just the Illinois-based electric company back in the day. So if you worked there or you have an interest in that industry, you might want to collect things from that company. So somebody might be collecting these with no intention of using them as light bulbs. So in any event, I have several other listings of these light bulbs, and I'm hoping that they will sell before somebody at eBay decides to shut my listings down. So I had this set right here listed for $80, and I'm not sure why people do this. Like, there's a whole system on eBay for sending offers, and it's not that complicated. It's just like a button you press that says send an offer, and then you tell it how much money you want to send. Anyway, this guy sent me a direct message saying he'd be willing to pay me 60 instead of 80. And I got them for free. This is what I was talking about earlier. I think they're probably worth more than 80. I think I was probably underpricing them at that amount. What do I want to do? This box has some marks on here. There's lines on here already, so I don't have to do any measuring. Anyway, he sent me the offer for 80. I thought about countering for a second, and then I thought, would I rather have $60? I was asking 80. I think I just said he offered me 80, but he offered me 60. I thought to myself, would I rather have the $60 or would I rather keep these light bulbs forever? And so I sent him an offer for $60. He accepted it and bought them essentially immediately. This is giving me a little trouble right now. It's complicated. It shouldn't be complicated, but it feels like it is. And essentially it's just because I don't have an appropriate size box for these light bulbs. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Put this in here, pack paper all around it, put a little paper on top of it, and then put this cap on. And then we should have padding, at least double walls on every side of these bulbs, plus the walls of the packaging that they're in. But there is a real possibility of some of these light bulbs getting broken. I ship a lot of fragile stuff and I don't really worry about it too much. Light bulbs though, I mean, they're pretty fragile. So, I mean, worst case scenario, some of these bulbs get broken. I have to refund this guy some money. I didn't pay anything for these light bulbs, so I won't really be losing any money. I'll just be losing potential money, profit money. All right, I saw that the offer, somebody sent me an offer for a book I have listed for $24. They sent me an offer for $16. It's too low. I can't take that. So I responded with 19, and they rejected it. So is it worth it? This is what I was talking about with the light bulbs. Like, should I have just taken the 16 and gotten $16 and been done, or sending that counter offer killed that deal? So whatever, it's fine. I could keep that book until somebody pays me $24 for it. This is probably overkill. So this should be nice and light. It's just bulbs. It feels fairly heavy though. I'm gonna reweigh those other ones because my tear looked like it was off by quite a lot, 6 ounces. This one is 4 pounds, 13 ounces. It's more than I would have guessed. 4 pounds for a box full of light bulbs. 12 by 12 by 14. This might end up going to FedEx. DI bulbs on here. What kind of shipping method did I suggest? It doesn't say. Does it? It doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to buy these shipping labels and then we'll be right back and I'll tell you about profits on these 3 items and get them out of here. So tomorrow morning, my little brother, well, I should just call him my brother. I'm sure he doesn't want to be called a little brother, but he is younger than me, is coming, and we're gonna spend the day thrifting and maybe garage sailing depending on the weather. And he's trying to get his house paid off quickly, so he wants to bring in a little extra money. So I'm going to be teaching him the ways of sourcing and listing, and hopefully he can start making some money. So it's a low barrier of entry into this kind of a business, I'm not going to say it's easy. There's a lot of work involved. It's not like, you know what they call passive income. It's not that. You gotta be staying on top of stuff all the time. So we should have a fun day tomorrow. Maybe I'll find enough cool stuff tomorrow that we'll talk about it in the next video. Until then, thank you for watching.